Good evening. How are you this Labor Day evening? I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day today. My name is Helen Pradia, and I'm from the Bridges of Cypress Creek. And today we're going to kind of dive into what to wear to an interview in 2021. As you realize, a lot of things have changed during the COVID and now the Delta. So interviews have changed, but I want to deal with some things that are vital. Your attire can mean all the difference between getting hired or missing a lucrative job opportunity. And I want to check out some of the crucial tips on what to wear to a job interview. While I'm sure that HR and managers, they refrain from judging a book by its cover, but recruiters and HR managers notice how well dressed a person can be that's a job seeker. And at the moment they walk in the door, they're looking at you from head to toe. And it takes them seconds to form an impression of you. Your appearance, good evening, Mary Neal, good evening to you. And I know in your position that you deal with doing a lot of interviews. Good evening, Ms. Holmes. Hello, Mr. David Jenkins. Glad to have you. Tonight we're talking about what to wear to job interview 2021, whether in person or virtual. And your appearance will impact, and it does impact, the perception of how suitable you are for the position that you're applying for. And while a lot of debate could arise on whether that's fair or even accurate, your appearance does matter. All social contexts, including a workplace, have norms on grooming and dressing, and violating them could lead to scrutiny. If the workplace is conservative and you show up dressed casually, you could come across as sloppy to the recruiter and lose credibility. But if you're dressed appropriately and well groomed, the conversation will start off right because you will match the model they have formed of you in their mind from you and from your impressive resume. I want to look at some tips on how to choose what to wear. First of all, we want to know, why is job interview important? We covered that. And when you're going for an interview and deciding what to wear for that interview, research the company's dress code. You're most likely have done ample research on the company when prepping for the interview and have a sense of its culture. Such information should inform your decision on what to wear for that particular interview. And if you're unsure of the level of formality that's appropriate, check out photos on the social media of that site. You can also call the HR department and tell them about your upcoming interview and then explain your dilemma and see if you can get some help. For a formal workplace, a dark suit is most appropriate. For ladies, suits can be pantsuit or a skirt suit. A dress is also suitable, but it needs to look very professional. And ladies, come on, sometimes we can put on a dress. It's for going out to dinner with our maid or spouse or whatever, or it's if you go to clubs. So you really need to be careful in the dress that you wear. It is wise to wear a jacket with your skirt or a blazer over your dress. For casual business workplace, there's a business casual way to go. That means you need to dress like a professional without being too formal. It's a step away from the dark colored suit. Wear a dress shirt, blazer, and matching pants, and complete your look with a belt with some Oxford or loafers. Okay, let me say this. What is business casual? I'm glad you asked me that question. Although it doesn't have a strict definition, Business casual generally means dressing professionally without being overly formal. It's a step up from jeans and a t-shirt, but a step down from a formal business attire. It's often a company's default dress code and one that is a smart option for job interview in nearly every industry. Now, deciding what to wear to that interview, we want to look at what to avoid when choosing your job interview. Regardless of how formal or informal the workplace is, the goal is to look professional, to make a good impression. Here are some things to avoid. Avoid suits and clothing that are out of date or ill-fitting. No matter your age, your gender, or what you have, should fit you, or how it fit is important. Avoid clothing that is too casual or inappropriate for some settings. Avoid appearing sloppy. When you don't bother to iron your shirt or tuck it in, it can look unprofessional. Avoid athletic or sports shoes, flip-flops, open-toe shoes, or sandals. Avoid a tank top or shorts. Avoid showing your bra straps, ladies, or underwear through your pants or your skirt. When you stand with your arms at your side, the hem of your dress or skirt is above your fingertips is usually too short. Choose a longer one. Avoid low necklines or exposing your belly. Avoid perfumes or colognes because in small rooms, smells can be distracting. Also, some scents can be irritating to others. All right, then, now that we did that, let's look at what the best color to wear to a workplace. What color should I put on? The best color to wear to an interview is neutral. White, black, gray, tan, navy, or cream. They are excellent colors to work with. Now, what should you wear when you're going to that interview? Now that you know what to wear to your interview, what will go a long way in boosting your confidence? All you need to do now is focus on the meeting itself. Just dress comfortably, be yourself, and prepare well for the interview. Show them you know exactly what the job requires, that you're the most suited candidate for the job. Knowing what to wear to your interview is an integral part of preparing for that meeting. After all, our appearance plays a huge role in people's perception of us and our professionalism. However, there have been radical changes in professional looks, and I'm sure you're discovering that. Across the industry, it's changed a lot, causing one to wonder how a professional should really look. For a more casual workplace, once again, you can wear casual attire as long as it looks professional. Dark jeans or slacks and a button-down shirt. For ladies, dark jeans are also okay, or a knee-length skirt worn with either flats or heels. Just don't wear open-toe shoes. Always make sure that your shoes are nice and polished. Now, be authentic in your appearance. Look the part. So you've nailed it as far as your wardrobe goes. But is it really you? From your well-penned resume, your interviewers now have an idea of the person they're eager to meet and to interview. Don't disappoint them. Let's look how you dress portrays the person you projected in your resume, and the person they meet in person is the same. There should be no disconnect. Consistency should run from the resume copy to your conversation and to your clothing. Whatever you choose to wear, make sure you feel comfortable, This always helps in the confidence department. Should you wear luxury brands for an interview? Well, as a job seeker, you should be careful about the message luxury brands can convey: wealth, power, high social standings. Jobs often call for trustworthiness, likability, and empathy because they enable a person to perform well and be a good team player. You might consider skipping these status symbols because research suggests, and I found this out, that wearing luxury brands rate people lower on warmth and trustworthiness. Save those fancy threads for your celebration outing that you may go to after you've landed the party or after you land the job. Be reasonable. Many consider self-expression to be a dominant necessity of human nature. However, while self-expression is encouraged, what matters most here is that you express yourself as the most suitable candidate for the job. So don't dress sloppily with the excuse that you're being real or being yourself. Remember, just as vocal statements can be polarized, so can our fashion statement. So as much as you'd like to be self-expressive, this is not the time or the place. For now, you want to focus on getting that job. What you wear should also match the role that you're applying for. For example, a banker, a gym instructor, they need different wardrobes. Also, a baby boomer interviewing for a professional or managerial position should look quite different from a millennial applying for an internship. Generally, formal and business casual is considered the norm for most interviews, including virtual ones. However, as I mentioned earlier, always research the company to understand what is the most appropriate to wear. Be yourself. Be ensured what you wear does not cause others to be distracted. Look professional. No, females, women, what do we wear? Trying to wear pressed slacks or a skirt with a button-down shirt or blouse or sweater. For additional warmth, you can add a blazer or a cardigan. If you prefer a single piece, wearing a simple knee-length dress with stockings. I know a lot of times they don't wear them anymore. They don't wear nylons anymore, but it is most appropriate. Try to avoid jeans or t-shirts as they appear overly casual. And I read an article by a gentleman named Reed Newbar, and he is a contributor to the JUB, J-U-B. He is an employment and a market enthusiast. And what he does, he studies businesses before taking our various recruiting, management, and marketing roles. And what he does, he's a digital marketer. And so what Reed does, he gives you good information on what you should wear, how to present yourself. He is a search engine marketing specialist at Core Creative. And reading about him really did help me understand about looking and seeking a job. Now let's look at our men. What should a man wear to a job interview in 2021? It is a step away from the dark colored suit. Wear a dress shirt, blazer, and matching pants. Complete your look with a belt and loafers, as I mentioned earlier. For a more casual workplace, you can wear casual attire as long as it looks professional. Wear dark jeans or slacks and a button-down shirt. And dressing for an interview, whether virtual, hybrid, or in person, when dressing for that interview is the best way to make a good first impression. However, how do you make a lasting impression if your interview takes place in front of a screen, virtual? As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, everything about the hiring process got far more complex beginning in 2020, including the interviewing process. And then in 2021, job interviews have taken a virtual approach. Interviews may be conducted over Zoom or some other video conferencing platform. Some employers may take a hybrid approach to the interview process. The first interview can be online, while later rounds are in person. There is no simple answer to what to wear to that interview. There are many variables to consider. That said, at the College of Healthcare Professions, I have found in my studies, they want to help their students excel in every way. So in nailing the interview, what they would do is they would find the best guidance on dressing for job interviews. Once again, this study came from the College of Healthcare Professions. And what would happen is, one common question is just how much interview attire matters. After all, by you might be taking your interview virtual. It may be done as a virtual interview from your couch, even from your bedroom. And the employer really wants to know about your skills, not your fashion sense. Does your interview attire really still matter? The answer, a short answer, is yes. And I want to add, it does. While the world has gotten more casual in the past decade, and especially in the past, what you wear still matters. Employers are primarily interested in your skills, but most likely you are not the only one being interviewed. If you and another candidate are essentially equal in skill, then other consideration comes into play. And one of these is your appearance. Showing up underdressed to an interview can communicate to a prospective employer that you aren't entirely serious about the opportunity. And I just got a text and said, I need the basic information for my files. And that means a lot. And Miss Mary, you can contact me, and I will definitely give you some more pointers to really be basic information as you're dealing with your candidates for their job position. So what I would suggest is take the time to dress appropriately. It doesn't matter if it's virtual. It's important how you present yourself. Dressing up will never hurt your prospects, but appearing sloppy or too casual can. You ask the question, deciding what to wear when you're doing virtual. Not every interview scenario is the same. So it is essential to ask some questions before planning your interview outfit. Is the interview in person or is the interview virtual? Of course, you need to know this so that you will know what to show up in the right place if the interview is in person. But the answer to this question can also affect what you wear and how you prepare. If you are doing a virtual interview, spend as much time setting up an appropriate, well-lit location for the interview as you do on your wardrobe and appearance. You want to present yourself as polished and professional. Your video environment is just as much a part of that as your outfit. Do not, hear me, do not fall into the Zoom trap of business up top and pajamas below the camera. You will not feel as confident that way. And there's always the risk that some unexpected part of you will show on the camera. What do people do at this company in the role of you're applying for where? There's a commercial that they show, and they're showing it's a meeting, and they're having a meeting, and they've come together, and they're at this lady's house, and she's doing her presentation. And what happens is her husband comes out, and he has on his pajamas, he has on his boxer shorts, and everybody is looking, and he goes, oh, I didn't know. I know she was totally embarrassed, but it's a very good commercial. What am I saying? What you have on the bottom also is vital, because anything can go wrong. You know about malfunctions and camera technology. So always be prepared, okay? There are some things that will end up showing on the camera you did not expect. So what do people do at this company? I said that in the role you're applying for. You will not always be able to know this, but if you can find this information, you've nearly settled what to wear. Some medical offices have a casual office environment, while others are dressy business casual. Offices serving upscale clientele may even expect business suits for men and women. If you cannot find out the culture of the place you are applying to, then aim for the nicer end of the spectrum. It is okay to ask the interviewer about the workplace dress expectation. Most hiring managers would rather you ask than guess wrong. Is this a working interview? Often, these workings in trades or medical fields often must complete a working interview where they demonstrate competence on machinery or equipment. In this case, it is not appropriate to wear a business suit to an interview. That includes interacting with medical equipment. Let me say this. On a job that I work during the day, Monday through Friday, we have been given shirts that have our company name on it. And I have found that wearing that shirt, sometimes I'll wear my own blouse, but I'm always careful what I wear, my skirt, what I wear. Now, I wear nylons to work every day. I love to wear stilettos, but I don't wear them to my workplace because I do a lot of walking. So I make sure that my shoes are nice and clean and they're looking decent, and I'll wear flats. And so what I'm doing is I'll wear one of the company shirts, I'll change my skirt, and I'll wear a different color. And it really helps. We're allowed on Fridays is our casual day, our dress down day. So I'll wear a denim skirt and I'll wear one of the company shirts. And it works for me. Plus it helps me make sure that I'm dressed, and then I'm representing the company that I work for. I wear a mask every day. I have it attached to my attire, my blouse or my shirt, normally my shirt. The reason why that I always have it at my hand, and what I do, I can always put it on because I'm greeting people as they come in the door. So when I greet them, I have my mask on, okay? I do wear my mask. And then we all do, when we're coming and we're around each other, we'll put our mask on. I'm alone by myself in the front, so it gives me an opportunity to get a little air, but my mask is still attached to me. And you can buy a clip, it stretches, and that helps. So if your job requires your mask, you're not reaching for it to make sure you have it. You already have it on you. So every job is different. Often when you're going and you're working, you may ask a question they may not know, but working interviews are less common in the healthcare profession, but they are not out of the question. Often they occur as a second or later interview. Once you pass the initial interview, it says what you do then is you will begin to talk to them about the attire. It's better to ask if you should wear scrubs or business casual attire. Generally, a general guide for women applying for a job in the healthcare field in 2021, and we appreciate each of you that are on the front line in the healthcare profession and those of you that are considering it. This is something to keep in mind. You want to follow some general tips. Your clothing, whatever level of your formality you choose, go for the dressier variety. If the office is business casual, wear dressy business casual. Blouse and a skirt or tailored slacks. I'm talking to the women. If the office is more informal, then wear smart business casual. Whatever you wear, make sure it fits appropriately. Not too loose and not too tight and not too short. For in-person interviews, make sure the shoes match the outfit in the terms of formality. If the interview will include lots of walking factor, remember that's vital. As far as accessories and jewelry, keep accessories and jewelry to a minimum. A nice watch or bracelet with a smallish pair of earrings. I don't wear earrings to work because I'm answering the phone all day. I do wear, and as you can see, I have a small necklace, neckwear as we call it. And it's small, but it's not distracting. Okay, I'm really careful. I do wear my watch every day, but I don't wear a dressy watch. That's real important. You don't want to wear anything that's a distracting factor at an interview and even in the workplace. Your hair and makeup. Makeup is something to think through for the job interview. Go for the light application of neutral tones. And I had to research this because I don't wear the makeup, and so it's hard to explain it, so I had to do research, and my research says go for the lighter application, just like what you see when you visit other professional office environments. As far as your hairstyle, all sorts are acceptable in healthcare environment. That said, the most professional look for the interview is better. Opinion on what counts as a professional hairstyle. It widely varies. But think about the style you see on your professors and instructors on a medical professional field. Keep your hairstyle neat. If it is long, pull it back so that it's not distracting. Well, I have, as I always say to you, I am not out of information, but I am out of time. I thank you for joining me. I am from the Bridges of Cypress Creek here in Houston, Texas, located on Red Oak Drive, a great place to live. And also, my name is Helen. I do live here on the property, and I enjoy where I live. Well, once again, thank you. Join me next Monday. I will be back with some good information. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I will be more than happy to give you the information. Once again, have a great rest of your week. Be safe. Thank you for joining me. Good night.